Hi, E. Oh, today is the 20th of October. I figure I should probably start telling the dates of when I do stuff so that, it doesn't look like it's like all the same day and I just like change my clothes or something. I know that would be like kind of extreme or whatever, but, some kind of organization, I guess. So this morning was absolutely okay. So the kids had to go back to school. They were out of school last week. That was a pain in the absolute butt because while they were home, I couldn't get any work done. And that was really irritating. But when they go back to school, it's irritating because now I have to like do stuff like take them to school and pick them up and things like that. If I would have known that them not driving was going to be such a big deal, they would have been driving since they were like 14 years old because this is ridiculous. And now that I'm teaching the girls how to drive, I need to go ahead and teach David how to drive so that when he turns 16, this won't be an issue, because this is an issue. Last month I had to go get 2 tires because my I don't know, the back or the front. I just know I needed 2 tires. I think it was the back. So I went to this tire place where I got 2 used tires. Now, I know that buying used tires is always a risk because they're used. But I also know that they are tested and they have just a shorter lifespan. But at the time, I didn't have a choice, and I had to drive really far away, so I got the used tires. That was September 10th. I had to look up the date because my car started wobbling, and you can see it in the previous videos with my cars like just wobbling while I'm driving. And so it started getting worse. So I took it to this car place last week, like Friday, I think. And the guy said, well, your tires are separating in the back, and in the front doesn't have any treading. It has like 2. And I don't know what those numbers mean, so that doesn't really help me. The only thing I know is that it's not good, because if it was good, then he wouldn't be telling me. So I go to Chris and I'm like, hey, we have to get these tires. I don't know how much it's going to cost, but the only thing I know is that money is tight. We are trying to open our new shop in December. I have 4 kids, and they're not cheap, and they keep eating for some ridiculous reason. Like, apparently if you stop eating them, they like die or something. It's really dumb. So there's that. We spend almost maybe like $1,500 a month on food alone, but that makes sense though, because there's 8 of us in the house, and we just, I don't know, it's just, I feel like we're just always on the cusp of losing everything, and I'm willing to keep going in this manner because I know that if I don't keep pushing hard, if I don't keep going on this path, then I'm never going to make it to where I am trying to go, which is ultimately having success with my cake company and not having to worry about money anymore. But until that happens, I still have to worry about money on a daily basis, and it hurts. So I needed to get new tires, and I knew that the back 2 tires were separating because the guy told me last week, and the front 2 tires had a tread of 2. So I take it to Discount Tire this morning, and they look at everything, and he says, oh yeah, I don't know how you made it this far. Now this is after I drove from my house in Roanoke to Denton, where Chris works, after we take the kids to school in Keller. So this morning I went from Roanoke to Keller to Denton, and then in Denton I went to Discount Tire, and he is like, I don't know how you made it this far because your tire was about to explode. And I believe him because when I looked at it, you know how a tire with an egg looks in it, I call them an egg because it looks like an egg, but it's like a bubble. And when I tell people I had an egg in my tire, they don't know what I'm talking about. So it's like a bubble in your tire, or an egg. Anyways, that's why I ended up getting a new tire last time, because I had an egg in my tire. But this one, imagine you have like an egg in your tire, or that bubble, but it's like half the tire. Like, it's swollen. That's the word. It's swollen or engorged. The tire looked like it was about to just blow up. And unless he pointed it out, I would have never noticed it. But the reason why I went was because the car was wobbling so much. I was like, there's no way this is safe to drive home. And the last thing I need is to be driving home and then my tire explodes, and then I probably wouldn't die, because apparently that doesn't happen to me. I just mess up things so bad that it financially cripples me. So, yeah. So I went to a discount tire. My intention was to buy 2 tires, but I did not buy 2 tires. I bought 4 tires, because the other tire, when he said that the 2 tires in the front had a tread of 2, that was true. However, it was, did you know it was supposed to be at a 10? Like, your tread starts at 10, and then it goes down, and then below 4 is when you're supposed to replace it, and I'm sitting here teetering at 2 and 3. Like, I at that point, I'm telling my family, I don't care if you live or die. So I needed to, he said you have to replace 3 of 4 tires. So he said, what can I do? What number can I get this below in order for you to say yes today? And I already know that if it's over $123, I'm effed. Like, I am just, I'm like, I don't know what, I have bills that I need to pay. This was not in my story today. Like, this was not in my plans. And, but I needed to do what was the safest thing for us to do, which was to purchase all 4 new tires. But he was the nicest guy ever. And I gotta tell you about this discount tire guy in a minute. So he takes off all of the labor, all of the assembly, all of the everything, and only charged me for the tires. And he said, what is the amount under that you will get all of them? And I said, under 400. And he said, okay, let me see what I can do. And he got it down to 402. And at that point, I could not resist. I mean, I feel like God told me it was time for me to take my car to the shop. I feel like it was something that it was beyond me. I know that I say that a lot, I really do, but I really do feel like it once you give your life to God and completely, and truly let go, then He will take care of you. And I've known this all my life, but that doesn't make it any easier to take my hands off the wheel and be like, okay, Jesus, take the wheel. And it's easier to say than it is to do, and it's the hardest and easiest thing I've ever done in my life. And I'm extremely grateful for it. But I can say He took care of me today, because I was driving on a death machine and I had no money in my account, but I had enough to make sure that I could get from one point to another point safely. And yeah, so thanks. Like, thank you. All right, now let's talk about these Discount Tire people. I have never walked in to a place except for maybe a strip club. Nope, not even there. Where I looked at every single person and I was just like, yeah. It was crazy. Every single person in this place was hot. Even the super short guy, hot. The really tall, doofy guy, hot. The redhead guy in the back, who I'm pretty sure they put him in the back because he was redhead, and you know, redhead stepchild. I'm just kidding, but no, hot. Yeah, it was every single person in there was hot, and the guy who was helping me, he was making me uncomfortable because he was so hot. And don't get me wrong, I am not on the market for anybody at all, because I am very, very, so beyond happy with who I am with. But that does not mean that I am blind and I don't recognize the beautifulness in people. And I am telling you, Discount Tire has a gift of hiring beautiful people. And they had 2 women that worked there too. Well, 2. One of them, both of them, they were not like the conventional woman hot. They were like the I'm a badass kind of hot, if that makes sense. Like, not the kind, like, you can clearly tell that they weren't trying to be sexy or anything like that. They didn't wear makeup to work. They were there to work. They were there to do their thing. And I think that in itself made them more attractive. So, not reducing any of their skill or any of their abilities by demeaning them or anything like that. I am just saying that it is quite nice to go into the Denton Discount Tire and see so many beautiful people in one place. It made my 1.5 hours to 2 hours. Shoot, I may have been there for 3 hours. I was there forever. It made the time go by a lot easier because I had nice things to look at. So now I'm on my way home, and we get to sit down and talk and plan out our day, which is, I don't really like doing that because I actually have to plan and sit and write stuff down on the schedule, and we have a pretty intense week coming up, intense weeks coming up, and I'm really excited about it, but I'm also very nervous. You know, when you start growing something and you say that you want something and then you start to get it and you don't know if you can handle it. I know that we can handle it. That doesn't make me not scared is not the right word. I don't know what the right word is. I just want to make sure that when we show up right. And I'm a show up and show out type of gal. And I want to make sure that every event between now and the end of the year is flawless. And I know that I want it before, like, you know, after the end of the year, but my immediate goals is to, I've had a tough year, I've had a tough 2 years, I've had a tough life, but I take all of the toughness that I've experienced and I use it to make good. So this is going to be a good end of year. This is going to be a great fourth quarter. I just know it is, because I put in the work, I put in the time, and I'm going to reap the benefits. And so will everybody else who is on my team, everybody else who is on my side, because when I climb, I pull. And you can't expect that from other people, but you can expect it from me. So I will be back, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, I don't know, but peace out.